Hi everyone, welcome back. It's been a long since I have not recorded my CK journey, and so I was busy with some personal works. I was little bit of unwell. Was giving some interviews, job interviews, then take home assignments and all, and also the LFX mentorship program. So I was preparing for that. And the good news is that I have been accepted as a mentee, and I will be working on Harbor Satellite project. Let me show you. Uh, so this is the kind of mail you receive when you have been accepted as a mentee in LFX program, and I will be working in Harbor Satellite, which is a sub project which extends the capability of Harbor. So Harbor uh, was built keeping in mind that it will be in the deployed in a where internet is available and all. Okay, but Harbor Satellite will extend that capability, and it will be deployed in edge location where the internet will be internetally available or might be unavailable as well. So that's the kind of project I will be working, and I've been contributing this since like 2 3 months. Now I know the moving parts, how it works all together. Uh, and so I had a call with my mentor, and I have started contributing, like building a roadmap where what we are going to achieve in this program. And Now I'm familiar with the moving components. So I have deployed it in a Kubernetes cluster using Kind. So earlier I was just running it in local and contributing it. But now I know the internals. I have deployed in Kind. So if so, this is the UI part. This is the UI, and this is the IP address and the port, node port service. So I've exposed it using the service, and this is the registry. So it is deployed in this namespace, Harbor namespace. So I've used Helm to deploy it. So Helm basically is uh, open source a package manager, which you can think of like installer. Okay, so when you used to when you are working on like a Windows machine or like a Linux machine, you just have one command, right? For Linux you have like a sudo apt install this, and it installs all the dependency and all, right? So similarly Helm is like that. It installs all the components, deployment, stateful states, services, okay, in one go. Just you need to do a Helm install the particular chart name, and yeah, that's all about Helm. So yeah, this is running. So I had I took around 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours to configure all this because the project like the current project is not been like Harbor Satellite. The features of Harbor Satellite is not in the main branch of Harbor, and I need to add like feature branch and need to rebuild it from scratch, the Docker images and all. So that's why it took time. But yeah, it was a fun exercise, and I learned a lot. And this is the namespace where I have deployed my uh, Harbor Satellite project. So if I do cube in the dot there, and if I do ping, the response may pong. Okay, so it's deployed, and I also configure ingress, so that's why I'm getting the response. Yeah, that's about the Harbor project. And yeah, let's start with where we left off. I guess I have like we have gone through cube config and API group, I guess. Yes, last that was. So now we will start with our authorization. So I'm like kind of loving this type of approach because after so many days I'm still remembering the topics that I have covered, and it's good. I also started like practice mock exams. So I was doing courses and all in meal time, but not recording. So yeah, that's all. So let's start with authorization. Uh, so once authenticated, a user or system like CI/CD pipeline needs to be authorized, right? So CI/CD pipeline. I also worked in these days. I also worked on Argo CD. So Argo CD is like a pull-based deployment instead of push-based. So where you might be knowing Jenkins, right? So Jenkins works on like push-based deployment instead of pull-based deployment. So it does the CI work, and it just runs like it pushes all the component into Kubernetes cluster, and it Jenkins works is done. Okay, but in Argo CD we have like observability. It is a pull based deployment, so we have observability if any of the pods are not working and all. So that's how Argo CD works, and what are the that's the one of beneficial benefit that Argo CD provides. So I was learning about that because of one a take home assignment. Mm. So yeah, so you need permissions for this, right? What CI/CD in what namespace it can deploy and all, right? So that's where authorization comes into picture, and admins can do everything. View, create, delete, but other users like dev testers should have the limited power, right? So uh, these are also use case that developer can deploy apps and not the delete nodes. So user are restricted to namespace, and also you can restrict the systems like CI/CD pipeline. Okay. Uh, Authorization mechanism. So these are the four authorization mechanism that we are going to cover. This is a node authorization. First is a node authorization. It authorizes API requests made by kubelets and grants the kubelet minimum required privileges. Okay, so kubelet is the one which starts the pod and all. Okay, so we need to authorize the API request made by kubelet. So that's first. Then we have our sorry, attribute based access control, and it's like a file which is passed to API server. Okay, uh, it's a JSON file, and drawbacks are it's hard to maintain and requires API server restart on changes. Okay, so that is not feasible. We don't generally restart the API server, right? Then we have role based access control, RBAC. So this is the most widely used. Okay, we can define the roles, and with certain set of permissions, and we can assign user slash group to roles via role bindings. So roles are like if you are from AWS environment, AWS background, then you must be knowing IAM policy, right? It's like role is like creating IAM policy, and role binding is attaching the IAM policy to user and groups. So that's what I can link to it, what roles and role bindings are in terms of Kubernetes. Then changes to role affect those user tied to them, right? Then we have webhook authorization. So we need to outsource the authorization. Then we can use OPA, which is Open Policy Agent, right? We just send the request like a webhook, and OPA replies with yes or no. It is like the uh, user system is allowed it to do this operation or not in Kubernetes cluster. And yeah, you can set the authorization mode in kube API server. So if I do CKAD pod in cube system is. So this is the server, and if I describe it, you can see here authorization mode is node and RBAC. Okay, so yeah, that's the default node and RBAC, right? So a request is passed in order, like if this one is denied, it goes to the next node. If that is allowed, the access is granted. If all the like all the if request is passed to these modes and all are been rejected, you are not allowed to do that particular action in Kubernetes cluster. So yeah, that's about authorization. Uh, then we have this role-based access control, which controls who can do what in Kubernetes cluster. Uh, we can create a role like this developer. This is developer role. This is the API group resource. Okay, so this particular developer will can do get, list, create, delete on this pod. Okay, in the this namespace, in default namespace. So this is the role. Now we have defined this like a rule, and now we will attach this to like user. Okay, so this is the way we can create a role binding. Okay, so user, the name of the user, the API group, and we have attached the role developer to this user. So this particular dev user can get, list, create, delete pods. Okay. Okay, so both role and role binding are name scope. If we need cluster wide, we can use cluster roles, cluster role binding instead. So role based have like deployments. The name scope based like resources are like deployments, stateful set, all are name scoped, right? Cluster wide scope is for like persistent volumes, nodes, what who can delete node, who can create nodes. So those are cluster wide. Okay, and you can test this if I like auth can I like if I'm as a user, can I create a pod or not in the is in this namespace as well. You can pass the flag namespace as well. So yeah, uh, that's about role and role binding. Yeah, that's all. And I will be continuing this. So I also prepared this three sets. So this is the exercise I will be following to grasp more my hands-on on concepts like this particular GitHub repository. So it has some excellent resources where you can practice and gain confidence in imperative commands and all. So like creating a namespace with a pod name nginx called nginx on this namespace. Okay, so these are the questions you need to solve it. uh, this is also one of the repository I found which is helpful in preparing for CK, and this is also one of the repository I found which is kind of helpful in making you familiar with the commands. Yeah, so I'm thinking of having like 1 hour dedicated time to practice this in a rapid fire environment, right? Okay, so these are the tasks. Okay, and I will be specifically recording and seeing that where I'm making mistakes in understanding the question, or lacking filling the gaps of the commands I'm not familiar with, or concept I'm not familiar with. So yeah, let's see how it rolls out. Bye everyone.